All right. So the question is, how do you make money with DeFi? I understand that you can stake assets as collateral, and in return, you get a loan. But what is the exact business model to profit from DeFi? Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a fair question. Let me see if I can go through, uh, in my opinion, different ways to make money via DeFi. Now, there are so many different ways to make money with DeFi. So there isn't really like one singular way of doing it. So if we go here, this is DeFiPulse.com. This is my favorite website to track everything happening in DeFi. So as we see here, almost $1 billion has been locked up in DeFi. Half of that is in Maker, right? So first thing that comes up is, what is Maker? Maker lets you really borrow money. It's a protocol for borrowing and lending money. So if we just go to Maker DAO and we go to their site here, this lets you really, so one way to make money with DeFi is through Maker. You basically put up crypto as collateral, and then they give you DAI, and it's basically a way to trade or use leverage or borrow money, right? So without kind of being a developer, different ways you could use it is through platforms like Oasis, which is a dApp. So with Oasis, you can go here, you can trade, you can borrow money, you can save, basically earn interest via DAI. Tokens they support, DAI, Ethereum, BAT, USDC, and all these other different currencies. All right, so going back to DeFi Pulse, we also have Synthetics. Synthetics it's really a platform for traders, for people who want to speculate. It's really using derivatives to trade. Compound is lending. Aave is lending. DYDX is lending. It's basically a decentralized exchange that lets you trade on margin. Uniswap is kind of the same thing. It's a DEX. So those are different ways to really partake in the entire DeFi movement and to stake or make money. Now, staking is also something that's pretty big. I have covered this before. Okay, not sure why this isn't loading. Okay, let me see if I can find a different site. Okay, so stake.us is a different site. Apologies, I think the issue might be with my DNS server. I think it might be blocking some stuff. But yeah, so staking with different cryptocurrencies is one way to also make money. Okay, and that's not working either. Okay, maybe it just was not meant to be. Bill, any other ways people can make money with DeFi?
Well, I'm sure you'll be shocked to know that I have an old school answer to this. So it's actually as old as the hill. So let's say you were an early Ethereum adopter and you own it at 30 cents a unit, but you don't want to sell it because you don't want some kind of gigantic tax event, even though you may want to use the crypto or the money to say get involved in Aave or buy a house or a bunker or whatever you need to buy, right? So it's easier to lend and pay a fee than it is to pay some kind of gigantic capital gains tax, right? Now, in the trading community, I know like Kava Network, if you really wanted to get leveraged up, right? If you wanted to borrow a bunch of money so that you could speculate in smaller altcoins, then DeFi is a way you could do that, right? I don't think you can get 5x levered super small altcoins the way you could get 5x levered on BitMEX for an Ethereum position. So how do you get leveraged to buy alts or anything else or avoid taxes, right? So, or not avoid taxes, but avoid a taxable event, right? So
we call that tax planning.
Tax planning, right? Tax planning. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, it can really, I mean, this is how it works in equities, right? I mean, you put some collateral down like, S&P 500, and then you borrow against that at 8% to go chase your favorite day trade, to go chase Tesla, right? It's as old as the hill. right? It's just getting levered or getting a loan against a stable asset.
Yeah, I mean, well said, well said. One other example that also comes to mind is, let's say you have $20,000 worth of Ethereum, and you think Ethereum is going to the moon. You want to hodl. You don't want to sell Ether at all. However, you want to buy a car, or you want to pay off debt. As opposed to selling your Ether, you go on platforms like Maker, Compound, other DeFi platforms. You put up your ETH as collateral. So you put up $20,000 as collateral, or no, actually, sorry. Let's say you put up $15,000 as collateral, and typically the ratio is 1.5. So 150%. So let's say you want to borrow $10,000, you would put up $15,000 in ETH as collateral. They would give you $10,000 in DAI, for example. You take that DAI, you go to an exchange, you liquidate, you then use that to put that as a down payment on a car, to pay your tuition, what have you, without having to sell your crypto. Now, obviously, you are paying an interest rate. After some time, you do have to pay it back. But if Ethereum goes to $1,000, you still have your Ether, right? Now you basically use those profits to pay back your loan. So that's one way. I think that's probably the biggest way people leverage DeFi to make money, right? So you make money by not having to sell your cryptocurrency. I mean, so I think that's probably the most widely used way to make money with DeFi. Besides trading, trading is also one other way, right? So whether with flash loans. So, for example, recently we emailed our customers a report on a project called Aave Lending, Aave protocol, that allows traders to borrow money. To borrow money without putting any money up front as collateral. It sounds crazy. It sounds delusional, but thanks to smart contracts, they can make sure that the trades only execute if there's enough liquidity to happen, right? So meaning somebody can create different chains of trades together, make that trade, borrow money without having any collateral, make the profit, and then pay back the money he borrowed, right? So that's one way people are making money. Right now, it still remains to be very technical to do. It hasn't really kind of gone mainstream yet. I know they have new websites like DeFi Zap and some others that are trying to make it easier for people to really participate and make money in DeFi. But those are the ways people really make money at the moment. Okay. All right. So it seems that I'm freezing up. Apologies for that. All right. With that being said, I think that's pretty much it in terms of the DeFi. Let us know what you think.